All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Lalema Aneja Dang and with me is Sarabjit Kaur. The headlines. Union Cabinet allows procurement by cooperatives through government e-marketplace. Objective of Quad is to do global good through collaborative efforts, says External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu arrives in Senegal to hold delegation-level talks with President Macky Sall. Union Minister Meenakshi Lekhi launches 75-day countdown to 75th year of independence in New Delhi. Telangana celebrates its Formation Day today. Department of Legal Affairs introduces internship for law students in its offices in Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Kolkata and Chennai. Result of NEET, postgraduate declared in record 10 days. And in French Open, the Indo-Dutch pair of Rohan Bopanna and Matwé Middelkoop to play the men's doubles semi-final today. The Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has given its approval for expanding the mandate of Government e-Marketplace, GEMs, to allow procurement by cooperatives as buyers on it. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur briefed the media about the Cabinet decisions in New Delhi yesterday. He said the move will help cooperatives in getting competitive prices through open and transparent process. He said over 8.54 lakh registered cooperatives and their 27 crore members will benefit from the decision.
खरीदारी में ट्रांसपेरेंसी आ जाएगी और कम्पिटिटिवनेस ज्यादा होगी, खरीदारी में बचत होगी। कोऑपरेटिव्स को सबसे बड़ा लाभ यह है, सिस्टम में पारदर्शिता जाएगी। जब पारदर्शिता आती है तो निश्चित तौर पे आपकी सिस्टम की कैपेसिटी भी बढ़ती है, आपके प्रॉफिट भी बढ़ते हैं और इस प्लेटफॉर्म का उपयोग ये करें, उसके लिए प्रशिक्षण भी उनका जमीनी स्तर पर हम करेंगे, हैंड होल्डिंग करेंगे, ताकि जेम पोर्टल पर कैसे खरीदा जा सकता है और समय समय पर इनको बताएंगे कि कैसे जेम पोर्टल पर खरीदारी की जाती है। ये प्रधानमंत्री जी की सोच उस समय की थी कि छोटे से छोटे एंटरप्रेन्योर को इस पे लाना है, गरीब से गरीब अकेला होगा तब भी आ सकता है, तो इसका लाभ जैसे सरकार को मिला, अब सहकारिता में भी इसका लाभ मिल पाएगा।
Mr. Thakur said Ministry of Cooperatives will decide on validated list of cooperatives to be onboarded on GEM. He said GEM will provide dedicated onboarding process for cooperatives. Mr. Thakur said after opening the GEM portal, self-help groups, MSMEs and small businesses have benefited a lot. He said different PSUs, ministries, departments, autonomous bodies or local bodies of the government started buying from the GEM portal.
सहकारिता में पारदर्शिता लाने के लिए और सहकारिता क्षेत्र को भी इसका लाभ दिलाने के लिए हमारे सहकारी संस्थानों की विश्वसनीयता और बढ़े, जिस तरह से उनका देश भर में कामकाज भी है उसको मजबूती भी मिलेगी और जेम विक्रेता जो हैं को भी एक बड़ा बायर समूह मिल पाएगा। पंजीकृत सहकारी सभाएं जो समितियां हैं ये लगभग 8,54,000 पंजीकृत सहकारी समितियां हैं और उनके लगभग 27 करोड़ सदस्य हैं। तो इस एक निर्णय से जहां 8,54,000 कोऑपरेटिव्स को लाभ मिलेगा, वहीं पर 27 करोड़ से ज्यादा उनके सदस्यों को जेम पोर्टल से खरीदकर लाभ मिल पाएगा।
The government e-marketplace was launched on August the 9th, 2016 by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry to create an open and transparent procurement platform for government buyers. The central government, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has successfully completed 8 years. On this special occasion, AIR News is broadcasting a series of special programs named 8 Saal, Seva, Sushasan and Garib Kalyan. Under this, a special program is being broadcast today, especially on the successful schemes being run by the poor and the marginalized section. In this special program, we will listen how the schemes of the central government have not only illuminated the homes of the poor, but have also changed their lives.
हमके सुख से मानी जा, सुख से खातन जा, रौरी दायास है। सब बाल बच्चा सब खुश है, एक दोनों प्राणी खुश है। मंत्री जी रौरे दायास है, हमने के एकदम बाल बच्चा ठीक है। जैसे हमके घर बनिए आवास मिल गइल बा, हमके बिजली मिल गइल बा, हमके फ्री गैस मिल गइल बा, हमके बाथरूम बन गइल बा।
The special program will be broadcast tonight at 9:15 p.m. in the Spotlight program.
On the occasion of Narendra Modi government completing 8 successful years of governance, AIR News brings to you special programs under the title 8 Years of Seva, Sushasan and Garib Kalyan. In this series, today we focus on the schemes for the poor and the marginalized section. Our Cuttack correspondent spoke to a beneficiary of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana.
मेरा नाम बिमला जैन है। पहले मेरे पास घर नहीं था। बारिश में ठंड में बहुत परेशानी होती थी, लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना से मुझे 2 लाख मिला, जिससे मेरे पास अब एक पक्का घर है। अब मुझे बारिश ठंड में कुछ भी परेशानी नहीं हो रही है, इसलिए मोदी जी को धन्यवाद।
Union Minister of State for Ministry of Information and Broadcasting and Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Dr. L. Murugan, will visit Meghalaya today. During his 2-day stay, the minister will visit various project sites to review the fishery infrastructure and implementation of the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, as well as schemes of animal husbandry in the state. The minister will also be interacting with the beneficiaries of various schemes in Shillong. Dr. Murugan has also a scheduled visit to the All India Radio, Cherrapunji.
Union Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Dr. Jitendra Singh, released a book and its e-version on 8 years of administrative and pension reforms 2014-2022. The minister said that 8 years of administrative and pension reforms under Prime Minister Narendra Modi are aimed at social transformation. He said large-scale use of technology and integration approach are the twin pillars of both the revolutionary governance and pension reforms carried out in the last 8 years. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has said that, as emphasized by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the objective of the Quad is to do global good through collaborative efforts. He stressed that if the grouping of the 4 nations is to continue growing, there should be no effort to straitjacket it or impose congruence over convergence. Delivering 2022 edition of Vice Admiral K.K. Nair Memorial Lecture, Dr. Jaishankar said, the Quad works precisely because it is flexible and understanding, a welcome departure from the rigidities of the Cold War era.
The current Quad is a cumulative product of several developments. Among them, the change capabilities of key players, a more integrated arena, an emerging vacuum on global issues, and a greater openness to look beyond orthodox constructs. Once the constraints of the Cold War were removed in strategic calculations, 3 of India's important relationships, that with the US, Japan and Australia, started to unfold more naturally. Their cumulative impact is what we are seeing now. It could even be asserted that the Quad symbolizes the larger direction that the world is moving.
The External Affairs Minister said at the end of the day, the compulsions of interdependence and interpenetration have triumphed over outdated definitions and vested interests.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar will embark on a 5-day visit to Slovakia and the Czech Republic today. During his visit to Bratislava, Dr. Jaishankar will call on Slovakian Prime Minister Edvard Heger and will hold bilateral discussions with his Slovak counterpart. The minister will also attend the Globsec 2022 forum and speak on the topic, Taking Friendship to the Next Level, Allies in the Indo-Pacific Region. On the sidelines of the forum, he is scheduled to meet Minister of European and International Affairs of Austria, Alexander Schallenberg. During his visit to the Czech Republic, Dr. Jaishankar will hold discussions with his counterpart Jan Lipavsky. The meeting will provide an opportunity for a comprehensive review of the bilateral cooperation. The External Affairs Minister will also interact with the cross-section of the diaspora, including Indian students in Slovakia and the Czech Republic. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has arrived in Senegal on the second leg of his 3-nation tour. During the visit, he would hold delegation-level talks with President Macky Sall and meet the President of the National Assembly and other dignitaries. Mr. Naidu is accompanied by a high-level delegation, including Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Bharati Pawar, and 3 members of Parliament. In a tweet, Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said that the visit coincides with 60 years of establishment of India-Senegal diplomatic relations. The Vice President arrived in Senegal from Gabon, where he held wide-ranging talks with the Central African country's top leadership and business leaders. The Ministry of External Affairs has stated that the visit signifies India's commitment to engage closely with Africa.
Union Minister of State for Culture, Meenakshi Lekhi, has launched the 75-day countdown to 75th year of independence in India. The program was held at Central Park in Connaught Place yesterday. Speaking on the occasion, Ms. Lekhi said, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is about celebrating everything which is good in India, everything which every Indian should be proud of, and everything which shows unity in diversity of the country. She said when India completes 75 years of independence, freedom fighters who sacrificed their life for independence and also those who contributed to keep India independent should be seen as a guiding light for all of us. The minister also said, today there is a need to live for the country and work for its development. A huge screen has been set up in the Central Park that will play the countdown for 75 days till 15th August this year. The screen will also play stories of unsung heroes of the country. In March last year, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had launched a 75-week countdown to the 75th year of independence.
Telangana is celebrating its Formation Day today. All arrangements are put in place for the Formation Day celebrations across the state. The main ceremonial program will be held at the Public Gardens in Hyderabad this morning, where Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao will unfurl the national flag and address people of the state. Before that, the Chief Minister will pay tributes at the Martyrs Memorial located opposite Public Gardens. State Governor Dr. Tamilisai Soundarajan will hoist the tricolour at a special program at Raj Bhavan. State ministers and elected representatives will also be taking part in the celebrations held at districts.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Union Cabinet allows procurement by cooperatives through government e-marketplace. Objective of Quad is to do global good through collaborative efforts, says External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu arrives in Senegal to hold delegation-level talks with President Macky Sall. Union Minister Meenakshi Lekhi launches 75-day countdown to 75th year of independence in New Delhi. Telangana celebrates its Formation Day today. Department of Legal Affairs introduces internship for law students in its offices in Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Kolkata and Chennai. Result of NEET postgraduate declared in record 10 days. And in French Open, the Indo-Dutch pair of Rohan Bopanna and Matwé Middelkoop to play the men's doubles semi-final today. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
कंपटीशन की अगर आप कर रहे हैं तैयारी तो उनके लिए ऑल इंडिया रेडियो पर हम लाए हैं अभ्यास, एक ऐसा कार्यक्रम जिसमें आप पूछेंगे सवाल व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर या फिर ईमेल करेंगे abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर और हमारे विशेषज्ञ देंगे इसका जवाब। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर
8700014242।
The Department of Legal Affairs has introduced opportunity for internship for law students under its offices in Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Kolkata and Chennai. The internship program aims to acquaint young law students with workings of the Department of Legal Affairs by training them in various related fields. They include research and reference work, legal advice in specialized fields of law, finance law, arbitration and contract law. In a statement, the Ministry of Law and Justice said the selected interns will be given a token remuneration. The result of the National Eligibility cum Entrance Test for Postgraduate NEET PG 2022 has been declared. This time, National Board of Examinations in Medical Sciences, NBEMS, has released the NEET PG result in record 10 days' time. Students can check their results on natboard.edu.in. The examination was conducted on the 21st of last month. Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia congratulated all the students who have qualified for the NEET PG with flying colours. In a tweet, he also appreciated the board for releasing the result much ahead of the schedule. As per the board, the cut-off score for the general category and EWS students for NEET PG stands at 275 marks out of 800. For persons with disabilities in the unreserved category, it is 260, and for SC, ST and OBC candidates, the cut-off score is 245. The board also said that 2 questions were found to be technically incorrect as it has more than one option in the question paper of NEET PG. Full marks have been awarded for these questions. The merit position for All India 50% quota seats shall be declared separately. The final merit list or category-wise merit list for state quota seats shall be generated by the states and UTs as per their qualifying or eligibility criteria.
And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember freedom fighter Duggirala Gopal Krishnaiah, who was born on the 2nd of June 1889 in Krishna district of Andhra Pradesh, known by his title of Andhra Ratna. Gopal Krishnaiah was a poet, songwriter, philosopher, singer and an extraordinary revolutionary with a philosophy of non-violence.
Gopal Krishnaiah studied economics at the University of Edinburgh. With the financial help of his friend Nadimapalli Narasimha Rao, he returned to India in 1917 and started working at the National College at Machilipatnam, Andhra Pradesh. He was inspired to join Annie Besant's Home Rule movement, and in 1919 he gave up his teaching career to become a full-time political activist.
After attending the Calcutta Congress session in 1920, he was attracted to the principles of non-cooperation and satyagraha and resolved to dedicate his life to the achievement of Swaraj. Gopal Krishnaiah organized a cadre of workers called Ramadandu or Rama's Army to work for the cause of Swaraj. In 1921, Ramadandu played a prominent role in organizing the Congress session held at Vijayawada.
Gopal Krishnaiah is well known for leading the anti-tax satyagraha in Chirala during the non-cooperation movement. In January 1921, when the residents of Chirala decided not to pay the taxes, the British clamped down by arresting, prosecuting and sentencing several of the protesters to imprisonment. On advice of Mahatma Gandhi, Gopal Krishnaiah led the residents of Chirala town to move out of the town and set up temporary settlements beyond town limits.
Nearly 13,000 out of the town's total population of 15,000 responded to his call and shifted to a new settlement called Ramnagar, where he set up an assembly comprising members from all castes and a court of arbitration. Gopal Krishnaiah was arrested and imprisoned for his heroic leadership. After the withdrawal of the non-cooperation movement, when C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru founded the Swarajya Party in 1925, Gopal Krishnaiah joined it.
Gopal Krishnaiah was fluent in Sanskrit, Telugu, Hindi and English, and an extempore composer of works. He was a powerful orator and set up the Andhra Vidyapeeth Goshti. During his years in England, Gopal Krishnaiah translated the Abhinay Darpan of Nandi Keshwara into English as the Mirror of Gesture.
Gopal Krishnaiah died on the 10th of June 1928 at a young age of 39. We salute the great freedom fighter.
We also remember martyr Bhikkhu, who took part in the First War of Independence in 1857. Initially a soldier in the East India Company army, he joined the uprising. He also inspired his fellow sepoys to disobey their British officials and take part in the independence movement against the foreign rule.
Bhikkhu was captured in the course of an encounter with the British and charged with desertion and mutiny against the British authorities. He was sentenced to the transportation for life with hard labor and irons on the 16th of June 1857. He died in detention in the Andaman Islands on the 2nd of June 1858. We salute the great son of the soil.
We also remember independence activist Sidhu. A resident of Balwari, Haryana, Sidhu initially served in British Indian Army but deserted it and took active part in the First War of Independence in 1857. He was apprehended by British officer and accused of desertion and rebellion against the British rule. Sidhu was sentenced to death and executed by hanging on the 2nd of June 1858. We salute the great martyr.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
The Union Health Ministry has launched the Har Ghar Dastak 2.0 campaign to speed up COVID-19 vaccination coverage across all eligible age groups. The aim of the 2-month-long campaign is to vaccinate and saturate the eligible population groups for first, second and precaution doses through door-to-door campaign. Participating in AIR program, Chairman of India's COVID-19 Working Group, N.K. Arora, said that people should take vaccine amid rise in COVID cases in the country.
पिछले 2-3 हफ्ते में कोविड के नए वेरिएंट BA4 और BA5 भी मिले हैं देश के कुछ हिस्सों में। इन्हीं बातों को ध्यान रखते हुए भारत सरकार ने हर घर दस्तक कार्यक्रम दोबारा शुरू किया है। टीकाकरण में दोबारा तेजी लाने के लिए हमारी सब लोगों से प्रार्थना है कि वो आएं और ये सुरक्षा का जो एक आवरण है उसको और सुदृढ़ करें।
Dr. Arora appealed to youngsters not to show any laxity in vaccinations.
देश में 12 साल से ऊपर के जो बच्चा है, वयस्क है, किशोर है, वो टीके के लिए एलिजिबल है। लेकिन पिछले कुछ 6-8 हफ्तों से देखा गया है कि टीकाकरण की गति में एक सुस्ती आई है। दिन में केवल 10 से 12 लाख टीके ही लग रहे हैं। चिंता का विषय है।
The government is implementing an ambitious national strategic plan with the goal to end TB by 2025. With regard to this goal, a nationwide campaign on community support for TB patients will be launched on the 9th of this month. The 3-month-long campaign will aim at providing community support to TB patients for better treatment, compliance and cure. Presently, there are estimated 27 lakh TB patients across the country, of which 12 lakh patients are on treatment. A pre-launch campaign in this regard will also begin from today. In this regard, AIR News will broadcast special discussion in the program Surkhiyon Mein at 7:40 p.m. You can listen to the special discussion Nikshay Mitra or TB Ke Khilaf Muhim at 7:40 p.m. on FM Gold today.
In Kerala, the COVID-19 graph is beginning to rise, with daily cases crossing the 1,000 mark. This is the first time after 2 months the number of daily cases has surpassed 1,000 in Kerala, which bore the brunt of the pandemic since its outbreak in early 2020. More on this in our report. Due to some technical reasons, we could not get that technical report to you. Moving on, the government restrictions on sugar exports have come into effect starting yesterday and will continue till the end of the festival season in October. India is the largest producer of sugar in the world, but also consumes most of the sweetener it produces. Last week, the government had decided to put a cap on sugar exports to ensure domestic availability.
The Gross Goods and Services Tax GST revenue collection in the month of May this year was 1,40,885 crore rupees. This is the fourth time when the GST collection has crossed 1.40 lakh crore mark since its inception and third month at a stretch since March 2022. Of the total GST collection in May this year, Central Goods and Services Tax CGST collection is over 25,000 crore rupees. State Goods and Services Tax SGST is 32,000 crore rupees. Integrated Goods and Services Tax IGST is 73,345 crore and Cess is 10,502 crore rupees. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has declared that a caste counting will be undertaken in Bihar. The decision was taken after a consensus was reached in an all-party meeting chaired by him yesterday. Talking to reporters after the meeting, Mr. Nitish Kumar said it was unanimously decided that a caste-based counting will be done in a set time frame.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi met women boxers Nikhat Zareen, Manisha Mon and Parveen Huda yesterday, the medal winners at the recently concluded World Boxing Championships. Nikhat Zareen won a gold medal in the championships, the fifth Indian pugilist to have achieved that. Debutantes Manisha Mon and Parveen Huda won bronze medals. After the meeting, Mr. Modi said in a tweet that he was glad to have met boxers who made India proud at the Women's World Boxing Championship. The Prime Minister said they had excellent conversations on their life journeys, including passion towards sports and life beyond it. Mr. Modi conveyed best wishes to them for their future endeavours. In French Open tennis, India's Rohan Bopanna and his Dutch partner Matwé Middelkoop will play the men's doubles semi-final this afternoon. They will take on the duo of El Salvador's Marcelo Arvelo and the Netherlands' Jean-Julien Roger. This is the first ever doubles semi-final for Bopanna.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for today. Well, the national capital Delhi will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The minimum temperature was 24 and maximum will be 40 degrees Celsius. Mumbai is expected to have partly cloudy sky. Chennai may experience thunderstorm with rain. Kolkata is predicted to have partly cloudy sky with the possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. Srinagar will have partly cloudy sky with the possibility of rain or thunderstorm or even dust storm. Jammu will have mainly clear sky while Leh may have partly cloudy sky. Gilgit will have generally partly cloudy sky. Muzaffarabad is likely to have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Kashmiri Pandit stir grows over terror hits, headlines the Hindustan Times referring to the recent killings of Kashmiri Pandits in Kashmir by terrorists. ED summons Sonia Rahul in money laundering case. Congress cries vendetta, says the Tribune regarding the National Herald case linked to a 2012 private complaint filed by Subramaniam Swamy in a Delhi court. GST collections jumped 44% to almost 1.41 lakh crore in May is the Hindu headline. The Hindu Business Line reports that last month India got its 100th unicorn and that a large majority of these founders, each claiming over $1 billion, are engineers. And finally, most newspapers today display pictures of Maharana Pratap Ji, known for tremendous valor. It's his Jayanti today.
And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Well, Union Cabinet allows procurement by cooperatives through government e-marketplace. Objective of Quad is to do global good through collaborative efforts, says External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu arrives in Senegal to hold delegation-level talks with President Macky Sall. Union Minister Meenakshi Lekhi launches 75-day countdown to 75th year of independence in New Delhi. Telangana celebrates its formation day today. Department of Legal Affairs introduces internship for law students in its offices in Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Kolkata and Chennai. Result of NEET postgraduate declared in record 10 days. And in French Open, Indo-Dutch pair of Rohan Bopanna and Matway Middle Coop to play the men's doubles semi-final today. And that's the end of the morning news. Have a nice day.